Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of Jack on your podcast, tough, he's not here.
Oh.
Hello, Pacitti, how you doing?
Hey, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I like doing these once in a while. I think this is like the second or third one that I've done.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice. I find it like a bit of a break even. Because we don't get a chance to chat on camera much, if ever, in fact. So this is, it's nice for me.
Yeah, you ignore me usually when we're not on camera.
Whoa. Go back a second. What do you mean?
You'd be like, I'm sorry, you don't have enough followers to go. It's like,
You've got
when
loads of followers.
You know,
Are
in
you
video
kidding?
games, when it's like, you got all the stars to fight Bowser, you're like, no, sorry, pal.
Just
sorry,
a second.
Sorry, kid, as you put on your shades and shoulder patch.
Just a second. You might not have a blue tick.
He does
but
that's what I was just about to say. Every day he seems to mention the lack of a blue tick around this office.
I've literally
I'm the only one.
never.
yeah, there
for
we
the
go. More
record,
fuel
I've
to fire. There we
literally,
go.
I've never said that.
It's every day.
I've literally
It is on the record.
never said
it is
that.
literally on the record.
But
now.
if you do want to see my blue tick, it's at Adam Pacitti.
And you can also see him at 5 Live,
Cultaholic,
Wrestle Talk TV.
Wrestle Talk TV,
What's happening with
GMTV. If you want to go and look at those videos where I
yeah.
pretended to be in love with a
My
woman,
dream
I drew.
gal.
My dream
Billboards.
girl. Billboards, absolutely. Lorraine Kelly, sort of the same.
You're on her. You lucky
Richard
thing.
and Judy. I did Richard and Judy.
Television's Adam Pacitti.
Exactly. It's good to be here.
After
Blue
dinner
tick.
speaker as well.
I'll do an after dinner speech. Yeah, $2,500. Don't know what to talk about.
Wrestling.
You blue tick.
Yeah, there you go. I don't talk about it literally
I've got a
ever.
blue tick. Any questions?
He's literally never mentioned it before. But you can
Thank
imagine
you.
him doing it. Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. I wouldn't
Yeah.
dare. You good?
And, yeah. And the office scum, as we're called, Maffew and Ross.
That's what you get when you're from around these parts, you know.
Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Dirty northerners, aren't we?
I've never. I love Northerners.
Every
Northerners
day.
are the nicest.
How do
every
you
day.
cope, Ross,
Jack,
living with this person?
Do you not use deodorant, Jack? Every day.
Jack's a lovely smelling guy.
Did you have an
We're all great
outhouse when you
smelling.
grew up, Ross?
What's it like to crap in an outside loo?
What was the name of your family's pet pig?
Now you're making me sound.
You
posh.
don't have a butler.
I'm the most working class one here. I might not sound.
I'm the most
hand-me-down
working
clothes.
class
Just
person
because,
you
look,
are.
puberty was not kind. I sound like Alan Partridge now. That's not my fault. You can't have a go at somebody for their vocal cords. No, I shared a room with my brother. Hand-me-down clothes, bloody reduced section,
Only one
sandwiches for dinner. Not every night, but only one butler. Piss off. Can we get on with the
I don't know where
news?
this is
What-
coming
what-
from.
Being honest, someone reacts
news.
with, what? That's not true. You have to keep on piling on.
I'm a working class hero like John Lennon. Where are we?
People say you look like John Lennon. to be
Yeah, I
fair.
get that a lot. He had the handlebar moustache for a while, which I haven't had for several years, but I can't live it down. What's in the news this week, Matthew?
Quickly moving on. Brock Lesnar. Not going to be on a WWE pay-per-view for a while, but he's going to be on the January 2019. Or maybe not that show, but that's going to be played by USADA. I'm not sure if that's pronounced it in real life. I've only seen it written down.
Right, so
USA, day.
Yeah.
The pooling, testing people.
Oh, right, sure.
It's
Okay.
like that-
What, so
it's-
he's not going to be here at SummerSlam or anything?
He's meant to. I just wrote a news.
Surely.
Apparently, Vince McMahon. This is from news from today. Apparently, Vince McMahon banned all mention of his name on Monday on Raw.
Yeah.
Despite the fact, he was creating headlines the world over, so you expect WWE to go, look at our man being all big and tough and calling out Cormier. And
I get that, but when they're selling the pay-per-view, which is a week away, I understand. He's not on the show. I get why
that
they
was the
wouldn't
reason.
want to mention
That was
it.
the reason.
It'll be interesting to see if they
big
start again next week. It's
Yeah.
getting embarrassing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I find it all a bit cringeworthy now. We got this champion that just doesn't turn up, and it's getting beyond a joke, really, isn't it?
He is WWE's Conor McGregor. He is more powerful than the company itself.
Yeah, absolutely. No, totally. And I like the fact that they're sort of using that in storylines. The idea is apparently that they present him as this guy that doesn't give a damn about the company, that he doesn't care about anything but money, he doesn't care about the prestige of the belt.
Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns looks good because he turns up every week. And that's not going to work.
Even though he doesn't.
Oh, no,
he does, true.
I agree, Pacitti. It would have worked if he'd beaten him,
Yeah.
but he hasn't yet.
Yeah.
No, it's a weird one. It's
What
frustrating.
a weird thing. But Cormier looked very happy They showed clips from him at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins cashed in.
Oh yeah, I saw that him marking out in the crowd.
Yay.
That's really nice. I love seeing that.
Lesnar can cut one hell of a promo, though.
Right, if he's allowed to swear.
I know.
The poignancy came from the swearing, didn't
Apparently you can in the third hour on Raw if they wanted to, but they just choose not to. So let them just get him on the third hour. Say, Brock, you can say an F word here and there. That might be enough.
it? Yeah.
Said, I'm coming for you, and he went pointing at Raw and goes, I'm not coming for you at all.
I love the way he said I'm a effer. Such sass.
Oh yeah, he's...
And he didn't do it like his Raw promos with it. It sounded like he was ending it with a question mark, like Will Ferrell Anchorman. Daniel Cormier? So, yeah.
What else is in the news?
Brock Lesnar, one of two people to defend in UFC 100 and 200. And at this rate, probably 300 when he'll still be WWE champion.
No.
Hey, comedy.
come on.
Jokey jokes.
Jokey jokes.
Wait
a sec. You haven't even... You've been wearing this now for about 7 minutes and you haven't used it. No, not the T-shirt. You've had the T-shirt over a while. What's on your hand?
Do you not have them?
Because I haven't interacted
I'm glad you asked. Vodka, lime and soda, ready to drink.
I haven't interacted with New Jack yet. So I'm quite looking forward to this. Get him up.
He's
Come
on the
on.
network.
Say hello.
Hello, Army Head. He's deed.
Army Head.
That's been in me bag. So he's flagging.
He's on.
Steaming New Jack.
You know what I do, Maffew? A couple of iced lollies, suck them dry, and then use the sticks as like
Reinforcement.
That's what us people do up north when we get a broken arm. We just get several iced lollies and stick the things together and put them on your arm and it keeps it straight.
This is coming from a man who definitely built the Tracy Island off Blue Peter, didn't you? You're not doing it. Sticky back plastic and...
No.
Oh, God, show
I was more of an heart attack man, me.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm having a heart attack right now.
Christmas card, I think it might have been Christmas 1998. He built a card, but it had like kitchen roll, as like morphed into a belly shape. Yeah. So like it had a 3D Santa Claus belly. That's the only thing I've ever made.
That's cool, yeah. Have you still got it?
No.
Well, my mum make another one.
Yeah.
I need a Z pack. Shut up, Jack.
A Z pack?
He's in pain. Yeah, the news is that Jack's dead. Oh, wait, man.
Oh.
Make me look bad. Oh, there we go. If I disregard all logic, there we can.
Perfect. He's not got a chin
High
anymore.
quality budget here. Shut up, man.
In the news. What else is in the news?
There's a female pay-per-view coming, reportedly.
Possibly, yeah. This is exciting, isn't it? We don't know if it's going to be a network special or if it's just going to be a big live event. I'm not...
I knew the Mae Young Classic was coming back.
No, not that. There's another one.
Special.
Apparently,
right,
because... it hasn't been announced yet, but
Ryan Satin.
And
Satan.
Is it Satan? Satan.
No, he's just done a deal with
yeah, they've
a company. Everybody knows.
Somebody bought them, and he was like, "Yeah."
I'm sure it's very lucrative and good for him, but I've never heard of the company.
I'm assuming going, "Hey, how you doing?"
This comes about. Are you friends with old Satan?
Well, no, we follow each other, so it's very, very serious.
Yeah. No, apparently because of the backlash that they had over the Greatest Royal Rumble and the fact that women couldn't compete on the show for cultural reasons, for want of a better word, they're going to do this. So everyone, and it's not just main roster female talent, it's NXT.
Steady on.
He's down in his drink. What are you doing? Is this alcoholic?
He's boring him to death.
I hope so.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Not interested in women's wrestling, are you, man?
You're doing such a beautiful job talking.
Thank you.
Can't give him a Jack, that would be illegal.
Indie stars as well. Stars, yeah.
So this and the Mae Young Classic. Wow.
Yeah, apparently so.
Okay. I'm glad it took them forever to announce this. Because if they'd said this at the same time as the Greatest Royal Rumble, people like Boo was like, "Oh, well, you're doing this. That's all right." They could have actually saved themselves.
Oh, it's just backhanded, isn't it?
Now it looks like we're making up for lost time rather than
almost like the whole the Moolah Battle Royal thing all over again.
I never heard of her.
Sounds like a nice woman.
She wasn't. She was an arsehole.
Yeah. Caitlin,
Caitlin's coming back to the Mae Young
going to be
Classic?
Celeste Bonin.
Oh, is she being billed as Celeste?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
It's a travesty if she doesn't bring her dog along, Simon. Of all the things on planet Earth, I've got more in common with Simon than I do with anything else. He's a wonderful, wonderful dog. Boston Terrier. Very, very chilled man.
Chilled
man. Bring out things to say. He's a man. He's chilled. He's a dog.
What makes you similar?
Said.
What makes you similar to this dog?
Laid back,
You're not laid back.
They both watch Art Attack as a kid.
I don't do videos 24/7. I'm very quiet in the office on the day-to-day.
I don't believe
but you're tense, aren't you?
Tense.
You're not laid back. It's like
I'm tense when I'm speaking to Justin Henry.
I love Justin.
Can't control that man.
The first mention of Justin Henry on the podcast. Should we throw
Justin Henry is like
His head just
Dean
exploded,
Ambrose,
yeah.
Brian Pillman. He's an unhinged monster of a man. He's lovely.
Yeah.
He's our writer, by the way, if you're unfamiliar.
Cultaholic.com. Plenty of good content on there.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Oh!
You make me wanna jump on my hands on me.
Is that? Oh!
You almost did your thing there, didn't you?
That-
So that bastard time of the week again, you just slipped into it.
Oh!
Oh!
The
Hall of
nominations
Bastards.
last week were the parking attendant from Raw, Phillips Schofield,
WWF
and
Aggression.
Yes.
The album, not the game.
What one?
There wasn't a
I don't
game.
know this. I haven't
I
checked.
don't want to correct you last week, but there isn't one. Doesn't matter. But
There
carry
wasn't
on.
there? I had it.
Nah, attitude.
They've both been with A.
If I didn't say it, someone from the comments would.
So I'm going to just put the board on the table. I'm going to let you spot who won. Let's have a little game, shall we?
let's
I should
have a
be
look.
focused over
Who's
there.
that woman there?
Oh,
Is
God.
that Pixie Lott?
That's Pixie Lott. That was for Mamadou, Jack's
Sure.
Uber driver.
Oh, yeah.
There's-
Oh, I remember her.
Jens Renee Young. I can't see
That's
it.
That's
But it's
Oh, no, I remember what it was now.
It's not WWF Aggression, because I know what that looks like. The
Yeah.
parking attendant.
It's not Jay Lethal, which
Is that
looks
the part-
very badly timed on
Oh,
this
that's
show
Joe
right
Hendry.
It's Joe Hendry, yes.
Goodness me.
now. TNA Superstar.
Have you put it on?
It's on there.
What was the other one? It's got to be that, because the parking
Oh, no.
attendant's not on there and WWF Aggression isn't on there.
The other one was
the
Phillips
Diddler.
Schofield, British
Where's
TV
Philip
legend.
Schofield? He's not on there either.
I'm sure the viewers at home have spotted by now, haven't they?
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Acast
Jack getting too
listeners, I'm
excited.
sure this is thrilling listening for you. I do
We'll
apologise.
do the ASMR
I can't
thing
see-
of
you're-
someone
He's
points
right
at the
there.
sign. Oh, is it?
Oh, little.
It's
Oh.
the parking attendant
Oh,
on
it's the parking
Raw.
attendant.
Oh, I
There you
thought it
go.
was Jen being called the Diddler. Was that from the last week previously with Jim? Oh, it was, wasn't it? Oh, God, I'm on the
Boing,
ball. Sorry.
boing, boing, boing.
Beautiful.
People might just think that's an inappropriate. Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong?
Just people go like saying Jen and boing, boing, boing.
Oh
People
no,
might
it's
think
not.
I thought you meant
inappropriate.
Go back and listen. Go back and listen. She
Yeah,
told the
she was
story.
taking pictures of Maffew while Jim Ross was talking about his dead husband. His dead wife.
You can't laugh while saying
know,
those words.
I know.
It's fine.
Oh,
Let's
Jim
move
Ross's
on.
husband died.
Matthew, who's your nomination for the Hall of Fame?
Jen's phone was going boing, boing.
Right,
just
it's a
for
ringtone.
context,
Text-
for new
Yeah, of course.
Just to,
It all makes sense in the end, don't worry.
Dave Benson Phillips is where I'm starting this
I
week.
knew
Nice.
you'd pick that. What a
Nice.
clip that
Because
was.
this week from Kapow Wrestling in the southern part of the UK. That's where you're
No,
from.
you're from.
It is.
Dave
Very
Benson
posh.
Phillips took part. I don't know when the match was. He took part in a match though against a bald man. Let's just call it Stone Cold Steve Austin for the sake of the podcast. And he won via the opponents on the apron. DBP pulls the top rope. Guy goes arse over tit over the top rope, and Dave does a nice splash while dressed in a shirt and slacks, I guess. Pins him, wins.
And then he goes, because
Yeah.
he's a kid's entertainer, and of course he
And then the guy goes, "I'll get my own back on you, Dave." And Dave does the classic Dave Benson Phillips laugh. I can't do it myself.
No, it's nothing like that. He's a very high pitched man.
Oh, green
Giant.
giant.
Have to do that, don't you?
So yeah, Dave Benson Phillips, professional wrestler. I can't believe me luck, to be quite honest with you, because my fandom for Dave Benson Phillips has been reignited for about 2 years now, since the Name Redacted days, where he should have been in WCPW having a get your own back match or officiating a get your own back match.
He should have been the
Oh,
general
you told me
manager.
about
He should have been the world champ, to be honest.
It should have been all these things. But yeah, Dave Benson Phillips in the wrestling business, and soon to be, I'm sure, in the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
I used to frequent Dave Benson Phillips' website all the time, and there's a
I
page
know,
that
yeah.
you can't get on it anymore, but it was a frequently asked questions page. And one of the questions was, Dave, were you the voice of Jake in the Tweenies? And the reply is so tragic. He said, no, the voice of Jake in the Tweenies is, I can't remember the guy's name, Gregory Blarson something. I don't know what it was. I was asked to do the voice for Jake from the Tweenies, but my manager said I was too talented to be in a mask and turned them down. And he's so bitter. You can feel the bitterness coming through the screen as you read it. He's like, but Greg does a great job. And then Dave Benson, meanwhile, is doing shows for fridges and juggling balls now. Poor bastard.
That could have been my voice.
He's got his YouTube show, which tweeted me again this week when I shared that video.
Did
What?
they?
He's got a YouTube
he's
show.
got a YouTube show. I can't remember.
Getting back with Dave Benson Phillips. Getting back.
Is it go getting back? Yeah, it's about his path back into superstardom.
It's not
And
going well.
They make him do all sorts of like degrading. I'm not sure if it's degrading. They make him do like lesser things. I think that's the premise of the show.
It's all sort of very tongue-in-cheek, like Barry from EastEnders when he was on Extra.
Yeah,
sort
I was
of
gonna
making
say,
fun of
similar
of
vein
that.
to that.
But people watched Extras. And
So,
his
you know,
YouTube channel.
I know, yeah, it worked for Barry from EastEnders.
Yeah.
Think about how happy this will make Dave feel if you, the Patreon users, pledges, get him in our Hall of Fame. Just
If
bear
you get
that
one
in mind
straight
when you
from
vote.
hell, I'll vote.
God, I wish. God, I wish.
And his questions are like, what annoys you most about the wrestling business? Being asked about the tweeners.
He'd do it for 60 juggling balls. You can get him in.
Let's get on Amazon.
Is that euphemism?
No, literally.
Oh, okay.
I think I've already told this, but he does stuff for shows. So you trade Dave Benson Phillips items that he needs around
Doesn't
the
ask
house.
for a fee.
No.
Ask for things.
Is that how you
and
get
then
around
perform.
like
Tax.
prostitutes?
What? Prostitutes?
You can't buy one, but you can buy them a bag. Just give a gift.
Yeah. There you
So,
go.
around 200 quid or so. Anyway, that's so I've heard.
What is yours, Matthew? Not prostitute. Hall of Fame
You
nomination.
do one.
No, I'm letting you go.
Oh,
next.
sorry.
You haven't got one, have you?
No.
You almost had us. I'm going to go because we maintain to be very positive here.
Oh, yeah.
A cultaholic, like some places. I don't know what that could be. I'm going to talk about, because I rag on him nearly every time I'm on Twitter, every time I watch him Raw. Dolph Ziggler, circa 2010, 2013, when he was the Mutts Nuts. He was the daddy. He was, no, look at that. He was a wrestler that said, I'm really good at wrestling. And people go, yeah, you are. It's not bragging if you can back it up, as he said. And even look up the promos, you had Big E on his left, AJ on his right, and Money in the Bank firmly middle center.
Big E was slapping AJ.
Yeah. Anyway. When he said, look, I'm going to end up myself number one in the Rumble, win the Rumble with Money in the Bank, and then just cash it in myself at Money in the Bank. Ha ha ha. I'm in the bank. At WrestleMania. And he'd say dumb stuff like that, and you go, yeah, he probably could do that, actually. Which is one of the reasons why it's so weird seeing him continue with WWE when he's got a great legacy and just be this guy who's like, oh, also on the card, Dolph Ziggler.
Nice. I think
As
that's a
opposed
really...
to when he was
Then he,
so good.
was it Survivor Series 2014? He lost and never won again until this year or last year.
No, he won at Survivor Series 24. That was the thing. He beat.
That's what I'm
he
saying,
said-
yeah. He won and then he didn't win again until the arse end of last year. I'm making that up. Of course he won matches, but it felt like he didn't win a single match.
There we go.
He used up all of his W's in that Survivor Series match and he just died.
Yeah. There was that year when he beat Orton on pay-per-view at Survivor Series. He beat Cena, the main event of TLC. And it was like, wow.
He's back
And
now.
one concussion from Swagger.
He's sort of back now. Are you enjoying it?
No.
Are you not?
I think he's one big loss away from being done. like
I agree,
WWE,
which is...
Yeah.
like, you almost went for Seth in the predictions, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think if Seth beats him, gets the IC title back, he is... Oh, we've said it before about
If Drew,
Ziggler. We've said it
if
before.
Drew just goes, bloody hell, I'm not a sheep shagger, and then just goes, whoop, see you later, Dolph. Dolph's done.
I'll shag you.
Dolph does look like a sheep, doesn't he, when he's got his hair wet?
Yeah,
Ooh,
like noodles.
maybe that's where it's come from. Oh, we've just
tap on head.
worked it out, have we?
Oh, so
Lovely.
he's saying that Drew shags Dolph. So
Potentially.
a
Seth's
sheep.
being homophobic. This is
No.
a huge
Oh,
thing.
no. Sorry. Yeah, no, you're saying he has sex animals. That's way more acceptable nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Get in the bestiality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Dolph Ziggler, as far as in-ring ability goes, he's still very good. But it's like, you ever really like a film and you love it, so you rewatch it and you rewatch it, and by the 11th time, all you see is the negatives. It's kind of like that with Dolph Ziggler.
I think that's a really fair shout. And I agree, I think he's one loss away from being absolutely screwed. He just needs a bit of a character, doesn't he? He's still pretty boring, still pretty plain as far as his everything except for in the ring.
And he spelled Megadeth properly.
I'm struggling with my Hall of Fame pick.
I can tell.
No. I've got an idea.
This is a slap in the face to the Cultaholic Hall of Fame and everything it stands for. You have had days to prepare for this one-off appearance.
This is shocking.
Let me
get
explain.
sucked in this Hall of Fame.
No. Let me
You're
explain.
an absolute disgrace.
Because you've thrown it off with your Dave Benson Phillips. Because I want Dave Benson Phillips to win. Because I love Dave Benson Phillips too. So what I'm trying to think of is a lesser TV presenter, kids TV presenter than Dave Benson Phillips. Ooh. So I'm thinking like Pat Sharp, who I hate.
Why do you hate Pat Sharp?
Because
you can have Anton Deck, you could have Dermot O'Leary, you could have...
not lesser. I'm looking for lesser. So
They
yours
are.
looks better. No.
I'm going to rub. How's Pat Sharp a lesser presenter?
I've got two reasons. I've got two reasons
Oh,
that
one
I
of
don't
these
like
is
Pat Sharp.
horrible. I know where you're going with this.
The first one is, I was at university and Pat Sharp did my student union show where he DJs, of course. Because everyone's what he wants to see. And he did Adult Funhouse. I'll explain that in a second.
No.
So first of all, I went to get a picture with Pat Sharp and he went, "Hey, bringing back the mullet. Piss off, you knobend." Fine. All right, take the piss out of my hair. I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. I did have a little bit of a mullet at the time. Anyway, the second thing that he did was called Adult Funhouse because obviously he hasn't got the money to bring in a load of inflatables, a ball pit, some go-karts. Can't do any of that, right? So instead, Adult Funhouse consisted of one game where I'm sure I'm remembering this right. You get a shot of vodka. All of the attractive girls get on stage with Pat Sharp at the end. And then...
So university girls, to be clear.
Yeah.
So young ladies.
And you take a shot. The first attractive university lady takes a shot. And then they pass the shot all the way down in their mouths going 1, 2, 3, 4 until it gets to Pat Sharp and then Pat Sharp drinks the shot. I'm sure...
Sorry, I thought you went... Like, lady one takes the shot, gives it to Pat Sharp gives it to lady two. I thought it went like that. Oh.
You know what? This is 10 years ago. I know it ended with Pat Sharp drinking the spitty shot.
That is an Adult Funhouse. That's Human Centipede.
It's weird, isn't it?
What, is that it?
That's Adult Funhouse.
With the twins
A whole lot of fun, prizes to be won.
It's a really crazy show where anything can go.
Just dirty.
Spit in your mouth with Pat Sharp.
So my nomination then is Dirty Pat Sharp for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame, who I don't want to see on that board. So don't vote for him. Go and vote for Dave Benson Phillips. Forget Dolph Ziggler. That could win because it's wrestling related.
Dolph Ziggler couldn't win this. He's not going to win on Sunday. He's not winning the Cultaholic.
Look down that camera now and say, don't vote for Dolph Ziggler.
Don't vote for Dolph Ziggler.
Thank you. Dave Benson Phillips is your choice this week.
Funhouse. Kind of like the show, but with vodka and drinking. I hope you're 18 or I'm going to go to jail. Pat Sharp.
Wonder what he's doing now.
He's in jail.
Wanking. I don't know. I hope I'm remembering that right and I haven't just defamed Pat Sharp, but it was something like that.
Allegedly, the story happened.
I remember. Yeah, I remember being like, but I was wankered as well. Wankered, not wanking.
Wanking on the stage.
On the stage.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and SmackDown recap.
Only the highlights of Raw, so this will be brief. But really this week, because God, there was nothing on here.
Nope.
Couldn't fit. If you'd a beggar with the amount of talk-worthy stuff on here, and indeed, the first note on this is Sheepshagger Gate and Drew win. Quite right. Lots of confusion here in the UK world, where...
But apparently it was sort of correct, because people from Aberdeen apparently are known as sheepshaggers by people outside of Aberdeen.
He's from Ayr.
Yes, that's why it's wrong.
Yeah, right. So, apparently anywhere rural, for people not watching from the UK, anywhere rural...
Unless, of course, he did mean that, Seth did mean that he wanted to shag Dolph. Because it's a surprise that Drew wouldn't go, hang on, that's Wales or Aberdeen.
Well, he's got to follow the
Scotland,
script, hasn't he?
Surely he could say you're wrong there, though.
Yeah, you'd think so. Apparently Ipswich as well is sheep shagging. Somebody tweeted me that the other day, saying that. What's the like stereotype from where you're from? I guess you're from pretty similar places. What's Morpeth and
Morpeth's posh farmers. That's what stereotype. No, it's incorrect.
County Durham's just posh Geordies, which is quite a joke if you've ever been to Bishop Auckland. Or pit yakkers, which is incredibly outdated.
What's a pit yakker?
Pit.
Well, pit yakker, someone who's down the pit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, when we had pits.
Mine's inbreds.
That's nice.
Isle of Wight. There's one side of the island, the west side. The west side. Where see, I'm working class. Where people are genuinely inbred. People are genuinely like I know people who are effing their cousins and stuff. Drew McIntyre. Not him. Not him. Not him. I'm moving on.
Wow.
I'm getting away from this disaster.
We really aim high with our targets here on the show. Pat Sharp and Drew McIntyre we're going to annoy. But yeah, it is weird because it's like everyone's in America's like, ha ha. It's like, well, no, come on.
It's just wrong, innit? Factually incorrect.
It is sad though. Like Wales is the one that gets the most sheep shagging comments. So all my cunts were, he's not Welsh. I'm like, there are other places that are renowned for shagging sheep.
But I didn't know that. I think about Aberdeen was a.
Yorkshire people get it as well.
Do they?
There's a field. Ooh, you must shag sheep.
Really?
It's like, how dare you? We've got dial-up over here now.
I thought they were like Yorkshire pudding shaggers.
No, that's next week.
Good, great, fantastic content.
But on this one, shagging Yorkshire is like American Pie, British remake or something.
Just some dirty old. Oh yes.
Oh, son, I've got to tell you.
Right there, Betty. Right there.
I want to tell you about pulling your horn.
Is that your Yorkshire accent?
Yep.
It's not great, is it?
Bull, bollocks. All my accents are great.
Yeah. If you don't know what they actually sound like. Roman and Bobby brawled.
Yeah.
And they brawled, and I thought this was actually very effective, considering the two mannequins usually
but
quite
like,
mannequin-y.
they've done it so many times over the past 2 years or something. It's just unreal. Like
I
every
agree.
single Brock Lesnar,
John
brawl
Cena.
with Undertaker, brawl with Samoa Joe, brawl with Braun Strowman, brawl with Roman Reigns. I'm sure there's more. They've just done it so much with Brock Lesnar. So it's just like whenever someone else does it, it's just like, oh.
It's just like, one half holding one in the corner, and then the opposite corner, there's one half of the roster as well. I was surprised to see Finn out there.
I was about to say,
thought
though,
he was like he's too big for that. Too much of a star.
But yeah, that's actually one bit I like, though, because one of the previous issues I've had with these is they do look cool visually, but you do have people who are like, not, they're feuding with each other coming out.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, what? But
Finn
Finn Balor and Baron Corbin were going at it during the brawl. So I'm like, yay! Oh, sorry, Joe. Yay! And so I appreciated that. And yeah, Bobby, they're doing everything right with Bobby that they should have done with Roman ages ago, but didn't. So it's nice that they've learned from the first draft.
How's that? What's your rationale there?
They've given a few lines to say because they realised he's not good on the mic or doing the awkward, Finn Balor. I like people. Shagging sheep is fun, all this stuff. And you should have Bobby say one thing and then leave and just, slam people and look cool, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
Bobby's going to go, I'm here every week, guys.
I just can't get behind, like Roman. If they had done that with Roman, I'd think, hey, that's a cool guy. If then shoved him down our throats, etc., etc. Done to death that. But like, Bobby, you just look at him and he's just such a little scrote, isn't he? I can't take his face seriously. Not little, he's obviously not little. His face,
Little scrote.
it is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and like, you can't think that Bobby Lashley is cool. Nobody thinks that Bobby Lashley is cool because he's such a weird looking.
He should be though, because he can lift people up very high. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
He's wrestling cool
Yeah.
because he's ripped to shreds. Looks like a He-Man action figure.
Would you wear a Bobby Lashley t-shirt?
Absolutely not. But can't wait to see the match with him at SummerSlam. Extreme Rules.
Oh, right. Extreme Rules. I was going to say, are you excited for it?
Yeah.
You're one of the very few.
Hopefully they'll...
Every week, Bobby was great in TNA, damn it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I might tombstone.
But he's not
will
great
say
now.
that.
He's got a bit
you
better
wait.
in the past few weeks.
Just you wait till this match.
Yeah?
I can't wait to eat.
Methodical,
Bitter pudding.
slow wrestling match would be great. I hope they just knock 7 bells off each other and just let them. But they won't, will they?
I was going to go Bobby, Bob, rather than boo. This match sucks like they did the Joe Reigns match. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Owens had a sick note, kind of like Jack this week, hiding in Angle's office and booked in a cage match at Extreme Rules.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, he's going to die.
Yep.
I think, the more I think about it, I think he might win this one because Braun lobs him at the side of the cage and he rolls through.
After they've just done it at the Greatest Royal Rumble? I think it's too soon.
Maybe, but Braun needs to do something in a cage which is destructive. What else can he do?
Push the cage over
tear
in
off
the
his
crowd.
side and pin down Owens with it.
That would be cool.
Let's get a hammer and nails. And it's like the netting you get in the boot of a car. Pin him down. I don't know. I just feel sorry for Kevin Owens. He hasn't really done anything to deserve this apart from be aligned with McMahon. Stephanie, that is.
He rejected him that one time. Braun was like, oh, I'm sorry, Kevin, let's be friends. And he put his arm out, and he did not take rejection well, did Braun.
I mean, what Angle? Like, Angle's laughing at all of this, and I'm like, well, why?
Yeah, Angle, the guy, is like, you're going to therapy, and Owens, you're going to die. A horrible, horrible death.
Do you think this might be leading to Owens Angle? That'd be a nice natural conclusion for it.
And like about that, actually. That's a good point,
Angle
actually.
put
You should
in
do the show every week.
I'm good. Angle putting over.
See, if you want to take
Owens.
my place,
No,
happy.
it's all right. Angle putting over Owens would be really good.
I don't think that would do anything for Owens.
Really?
Like, in the same way, he's already beaten and feuded with Shane McMahon. We don't see this, like, old retired dude who shouldn't be in the ring.
Yeah, but
again.
Angle's like a wrestling legend, and if
Shane McMahon's the best in the world. There's nobody better than Shane McMahon.
And if Owens does something really nasty to Angle, I think that could be really good character development for him and build him as a legitimate heel rather than just
David Flair.
Yeah. Please. Beats him up in the shower and holds his head up to the camera.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Lena Angle's spouse spinebuster in him at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, but if this is a way to get to Owens Angle, I wouldn't be anti that. No, fine.
I wonder Owens will kill him.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm not particularly keen on that.
Okay.
That hasn't really done anything for me. What you've saying that? I don't know.
That
I
doesn't
apologise.
tickle my pickle, I'm sorry.
Oh.
SmackDown. Many tag team matches.
Oh God,
So many tag
the
team
spirit
matches.
of Teddy
Was it?
Long was alive and well.
Yes, there was.
10-man tag match, and there was another impromptu. Was it just a normal tag match? I can't remember. My
It
mind
was,
has gone blank.
Nakamura versus Styles.
That's the one.
And then Rusev interrupted.
Turned it
And then
into
got turned into a tag with Jeff Hardy, with Rusev pinning Hardy, thus technically having a win against the champion.
Yep.
And you must be excited with that.
Yeah, he's just going to lose on Sunday, though.
Oh,
isn't he?
never mind.
Yeah. At least, as long as he has a good match, I'll leave happy. Because we were saying this the other day. Can you name Rusev's like standout great match?
With Big E when he was US champion.
That's a good shout.
I think, yeah,
That
two.
was-
The first one was the better one, I
Yeah,
think. 'Cause
that-
it was going to be, I believe, Mark Henry. Then he couldn't do it. And then when he did do it, it was crap.
With the
Yeah, that's right.
exception of the result, I think Rusev Cena at WrestleMania was good. I think that was a good match.
I think it was a good match with the wrong decision. I don't think they
Yeah.
had any good matches after that.
No, I agree.
The Russian chain match was awful. I
forgot about that.
The flag match they did. Jesus Christ. Yeah, whatever Rusev stand-up matches, that's a good question, actually, apart from that. As a singles.
Yeah. This is why I think it's the wrong time to... I don't think it's happening, by the way, but this is why it's probably the wrong time to put the belt on him, because you can't look back and think there's a guy who really deserves a title run. He deserves to be upper mid-card because of how popular he is and how great he is on the mic, and a really great character, actually. But I don't think he's ready to be champion. I don't think he's proven himself in the ring. And that's only because he hasn't been afforded the opportunity to.
But this is why I'm
It's a
saying
business
this
decision.
is,
None of this deserve bollocks. It's a business decision. It's a business, Adam.
of course, and they're selling
Well,
enough
yeah, of
T-shirts
course,
to justify a title win, and I think this is the opportunity
T-shirt
for him
sales,
to
if
take.
we're the champion, they'll go through the roof.
Exactly.
Would they? But okay,
Well, we're finding out.
Yeah.
I think the Rusev Day thing is over. He needs a new marketing thing. It's not over, but it's on its decline. And
This is
like,
one way.
you
Yeah,
talk
what-
about
how
T-shirts
can
as
we
being the
make
biggest
more people
deal.
buy those shirts, Ross? We have a think. What could?
I don't think that is the case. I think it's more getting more people to tune into their weekly TV show, which is more important. I'm not sure.
They're
Rusev
done for the next
would-
5 years. Don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I guess. so.
Yeah.
Rusev, however, I think deserves a title just on the basis then who's bigging himself up and goes, I was great, I was undefeated, I had a tank.
Yeah. His introduction was the best bit for me. He's like, "Hello, I am Rusev from Rusev Day.
It is I, Rusev.
and this is Aiden."
He was so funny on commentary.
Yeah.
Some of those, like, I've already told my mum that I've won. It's so good.
He was second only to Kane. Kane's like, Miz is
Kane
like,
spitting NSYNC bar.
Oh yeah.
But Miz is going like, like you two's like NSYNC getting back together. It's like, that's ridiculous. NSYNC are never getting back together. Justin Timberlake's too big of a star.
JT called him. JT.
And then everybody's quoting the lyrics.
Yeah.
Is that so? Doesn't matter. Still works. I was like, okay, now I remember why I like Team Helm though. Just when Kane's not wrestling, because it looks like when you ever see Andre the Giant teaming up with Haku before he left, and Haku would do
sad.
95% of the match that Andre would tag in, do an elbow drop and win
Yeah.
Hey, Kane was taking a bit on SmackDown this week. I think he can still do a Kane match.
on his knees.
Harsh.
And yeah, we'll kind of open up a portal to Satan.
Oh yeah.
Also, Sin Cara and Almas finally had their long-awaited match.
Special shout out to Sin Cara. After the greatest Royal Rumble in this match, he's on a bloody roll, I tell you.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Months apart, but yeah. Hell of a roll.
That was sort of the joke. Yeah.
Those two, that could have been like, yeah, those are two things he's done, which is more than he's done in years. So
Yeah.
he looked good in the time I could see him, because we saw him at the house show at the Newcastle Arena. It was actually a really good match Almas and Sin Cara had, which is amazing because Sin Cara's dead and buried. And then, this commercial's just ruined it. So bless him, they've been bigging up this match for ages. It's like, oh, it's going to be good. They're going to have good chemistry together because of Almas's lucha background. And then, yeah.
It was a really great match. I saw on WWE.com that it said something like, Almas finally puts away Sin Cara. And I think this might be it. I don't think we're going to get any more of it, which is such a shame because give him 15 minutes.
Give him the United States Championship. Sin Cara deserves it.
Sin Cara, I thought you were saying Almas. Sure.
You know how many masks he sells?
That was that thing where Kane won it a few years ago when Kane came back with these masks. Apparently, that was the reason, just to have a WrestleMania filled with masks.
Really?
Yeah,
didn't really happen,
That was the business behind it, yeah. No, it didn't.
Fair play.
That was apparently the aim and the goal.
Oh.
I want to see more of this. I really want to see more. To be honest, I just want Almas on TV weekly. Like doing something would be nice. But I think there's a bit more that they can get out of this feud.
Absolutely. Him and Sin Cara can team up and try and find where the hell Sheamus and...
Oh, yeah, the bar had just... Apparently they've just got nothing for them at the moment.
Wow, really?
I'm all right with that because Sheamus was looking a bit knackered when he towards the end there.
Yeah.
Like the Jeff Hardy, every move he would do, he would grimace, and then he's doing. There's those rumors about his neck and spinal stenosis and all that bollocks, and he's. Yeah, I'm all right with the bar being missing for a while.
Sure, but maybe
still
break them
doing-
up and get Cesaro on TV then.
Yeah,
Because they had a
he's having a good
run.
time drinking coffee.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Follow our Instagram account; it's wonderful. Just takes pictures of coffee.
Does he?
Oh,
Yeah.
what a man.
Aiden English. It must be a thing in wrestling because Aiden English has got a separate Instagram account where he looks at whiskey.
Is he a whiskey fly? That's cool.
Yeah.
As a whiskey drink, as a cider drink. When he needs to pee, uses the kitchen sink. Battle of the Sexes 2. Yeah, great. And that was it. SmackDown
Battle
was
of the
brief, but it
Sexes.
was
Let's just talk about this for a second.
Do we have to?
It was bad, wasn't it? Worst part of the show.
I'm all right. I like Ellsworth, but just not in this role. You know.
I sort of agree. I was thinking because I think Ellsworth is a great character, heel or face as well. I think he's really good, and I never understood why they let him go briefly. But now he's back. I was watching some backstage stuff with him, and he's a really bad actor, and that works if he's a face underdog loser.
Yeah.
But doing it heel, I can't.
It also works.
Really?
as a
No, I
heel.
love his delusion.
Yeah.
Like he's great. Like I'm the best. But
He's good at the pitch
It's
going,
not that,
hey,
it's-
babe, and all that bollocks. I think that's good.
It's great.
It's just his delivery. I think it's so bad. He's just a bad actor, isn't he?
I agree, but that's why it works.
Yeah.
That he's Ellsworth.
You think?
You know, if Swagger was a very, very bad actor, and that sucked for him because he was, still looks like a wrestler. Ellsworth doesn't. So him being a bad actor,
It's the
as
total-
well as a bad physique and a bad face, and got to relate to Ellsworth.
He's the total package, but the wrong way.
It's a total, it's a total package. Mate, they looted Ellsworth last year when he's like messes up the TLC finish to Ambrose and stuff. He's, what are you doing? Relax, Brian. And Brian relaxes, blood and gasket. He goes, it's all right. I've already got 2 recorded victories over AJ Styles. I'll just beat him this Sunday and I'll be the champion. I was like, what? Oh, the best.
It's
So,
his
yeah.
delivery for me that doesn't quite work. But I think I'm in the minority here. Never mind.
Boo.
Anything else happen on SmackDown?
Pyro.
Oh yeah.
Pyro happened.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Right at the end.
They
Daniel Bryan was
last
doing
thing.
the Kane.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, right. I thought you meant fire when they're coming out. Sorry.
no, no.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was fire with Kane. Yeah.
It's more than we normally get.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Do you think it's a proper return of Pyro?
Nah.
I think it might be a return of Pyro for them. It seems a weird thing to do and then take it away from them.
I may be in the minority here. I didn't notice that pyro hadn't been a thing.
Really?
No.
It's been a big thing for me. It's
Really?
like for me, wrestling. My favorite thing about wrestling is like the
Patria
theatrics,
Fireworks.
the production. I love not necessarily the quick cutting. There are things about WWE's production that I don't like, but the pageantry, what you see on screen, the entrances, all of that stuff is a massive part of it for me. And so when they took it away, along with like custom sets and all that sort of stuff, it's just like I felt like a little bit of something was missing. And especially for like character guys, like it is really
Imagine
helpful.
Kane's early career without the pyro and all those entrances he would do like in the middle of a brawl. Be crap, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You've turned me around. Yeah, screw
Yeah.
him. Pyro
And
every week.
Lesnar feels funny coming out with it. Not that we see him ever.
I was going to say, yeah, it's all right.
But like when he does his thing and it's just like nothing happens. he gets a fake
AJ
noise.
Styles is the worst because the punch in like so close to him just to give the impression it's actually pyro. Yeah, they just have a sound effect. Yeah, he's just some guy backstage. Bang!
The Styles like, yeah, just pretend. So yeah, and on 205 Live, I watched Cedric Alexander wrestle, but I was thinking about Mustafa Ali.
He's the star of the show, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Put the title on.
He's the heart, isn't he? Or is he the soul? bollocks. I was
He's my everything.
He's the soul.
He's the soul. Cedric's the heart.
And speaking on delivery, yeah, Cedric is the Ellsworth, there we go, of the lines on there, because he just does not connect for me at all. But he has a mint finisher, but I have no idea when they're actually going to do a title change. If they're ever going to do one on pay-per-view / network special again.
Yeah,
I think it's its own brand now, isn't it? I was having this discussion with Justin Henry of Cultaholic.com.
Oh, your favourite.
Because I was like, we did an article, the 10 best main roster superstars of the year so far, and he put the 205 live roster in there. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, hang on, they're not even on the main roster anymore, so how can you have that in an article, Justin?
And what did he say?
They take part in main roster house shows, therefore they count.
Nah.
Oh, that is very Justin Henry.
That's a logistical thing, that. That's because they're there and they're cheap and they
But,
can
you know, because I'm a pushover, I let my way with it, so.
Fair play.
It doesn't help to argue sometimes, does it?
Yeah.
Also, that means that he put Colin Delaney in the best superstar of the year. So, yeah, you know what? I agree with Justin Henry. Shout out to him.
Did you see the backstage promo? I actually like this with Ellsworth and Colin Delaney.
No.
Yeah, they had a backstage thing and they're both nursing their wounds. And there's a really great reveal where the ref walks away and it reveals Ellsworth. Delaney turns to Ellsworth and he goes, man, I've been there before. And Ellsworth just goes, no, you haven't, and walks off. It's really good.
So, my own twin. Now, neither of us will be jobbers. Oh, awesome. What a great week. Oh, yeah, and then on NXT, everything was ruined because not only is the World Cup not coming home, but Mustache Mountain lost the tag titles.
I've not seen it yet, but he threw in the towel or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
To save his friend.
Because I had only read about it, and I knew it was happening a few weeks ago. Because
Pretty psychic.
Right. And I didn't know if they were doing like a Brett Owen thing that's going to lead to them. So I haven't seen it. So
maybe,
I didn't get there if it was that, but I assume not because they just trademarked Moustache Mountain as well as British Strong Style.
They trademarked British wrestling. They trademarked.
I thought you were serious then. Jesus.
Trademarked Butlins, Pat Sharp.
Got to
amongst
will
other
the
things.
sport before ITV could get to it.
Yeah, I don't think it is. NXT is so good. That's one of the things where I have to remember it's NXT and then remember nuances like that.
Yeah.
Especially with the Gargano program, sorry. But now you've said that, I'm like, maybe. I'll have to tune in next week to find out.
I don't think people are familiar enough with Trent for that to mean something at this stage.
They're only like appearing once every 4 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
Because of the demand in Fight Club Pro.
Right.
And other companies.
Yeah.
But I haven't plugged them yet, so they're very nice to me. Any other comments on the week of wrestling before we move on?
No.
Sweet.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
All right, lads. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
As a child on a Saturday afternoon, my parents used to go out of the house for an hour to do the weekly shop. I think this question itself might take half an hour. Myself and my older brother used to take this moment to have our weekly wrestling show, WWW, Worldwide Wrestling, an abbreviation that I believe was stolen by the boffins behind the internet a few years later. Okay, thanks. We had an array of our own characters who would make appearances every week. My brother's top guy was the undefeated Wolf, inspired by the Virtua Fighter game. Yeah, the character called Wolf. Well, inspired. Ripped off. Being young and less imaginative than my brother, he usually created my characters for me. My main character was a jobber called Grundy, who wore brown shorts and had the Zap TV tune as his entrance theme. Oh,
Zap. Oh, that's the thing with the TV. With,
just saying that.
Daisy Dares You and all that.
Yeah.
What an entrance.
Wow. That, literally just reading Zap TV theme set that off. Just me.
I can't remember what character it was, but
it was Neil Buchanan as a French artiste.
Was that Neil Buchanan?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know that?
It wasn't.
Yeah?
Jesus.
I love this discussion. Grundy got a win over Wolf after almost a year of being literally battered by everyone on the roster and became the champ. Proudest moment I'll carry on, that's awful. My wrestling career. My question, when you were a child, still present day for Jack, did you disobey the do not try this at home rule? And if so, what was the name of your federation and who was your wrestling persona? Many thanks, all the best, it's coming home. Oh, God.
God.
Mike Marquet from Wirral.
A wool! He's a wool, apparently.
P.S. WWW came to an end after 2 huge successful years when we broke my mum and dad's bed and I got grounded for the whole school summer holidays. Whoever you are, whatever you do, please don't try this at home because your mum will go mental. Yeah, you probably just got caught there, pal.
Yeah, I never had a federation, but I took part in this every school lunchtime. We would have a make-believe championship belt, and 4 jumpers would be the wrestling ring. And I almost broke somebody's neck doing a power bomb.
Jackknife someone,
I
didn't
did
you?
the old Big Show Kevin Nash.
Oh.
Dropped him right on his head.
Can you not work?
He couldn't. We had to. Axes were thrown up.
Teacher.
Whistle were being blown by the lunch lady. We're all inside, and I was like put in some sort of remove. It was called remove. I was like taken out of class for a while.
What, so you couldn't learn
I got
anymore?
Holly.
They take away your learning?
I had like one-on-one for like a day or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
One-on-one
good.
with the great one.
Just for dropping some sort of jobber on his neck, you know what I mean? Serves him right for being so little.
Were you ever the champion?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Was it predetermined, or was it like actually who could pin the other person?
It was, who could pin the guy.
Oh, really?
down.
So it was legit. Oh, shoot fighting.
It's very
man.
hard when you actually...
No, it would work out who was going to win. Like in some sort of debate, some sort of debate at the start of lunchtime.
Who's
But
selling more
wow.
T-shirts?
I think so, yeah. It was always a business decision. Crowds of upwards of 3 or 4 would watch these matches. There was normally 5 or 6 of us in there at one time. The ring was very crowded. We should have made the ring bigger in hindsight. But, yeah. They broke somebody's neck.
Yeah, so before people may know me as AJ Hazard. No, because I made a documentary, and the idea was that when I was growing up, I wanted to be AJ Hazard, which was a character I invented who was just a great guy. But actually, before that, I was Skullduggery, which was later stolen.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think I might have told you about this. And we were the IWWF, the Isle of Wight Wrestling Federation, which was an idea that I
inbred.
It's an Intercontinental inbred champion.
I wrestled against. There were only 2 of us. I wrestled against Bloomin' Warm Dan Smith, who was also my lover. No, and he, we got detention all the time for it. Later, I was just thinking about the IWWF there. I thought it was such a funny, pathetic concept that I sent that as a proposal to Dragon's Den. When I was like 16, I sent in, I do a wrestling federation. It didn't even exist, but I was like, I'm going to get on TV with this. This is my dream, by the way, to wind people up for a living. Like,
well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know what? No, it might have been. It was after the Girl of My Dreams thing. I was like, oh, okay, I want to get on TV again. I want to piss people off again. I'll pitch this. I'll get on Dragon's Den. Super easy. And so I pitched a load of shows that we wanted to run with my mates who were like, I called my friend Luke was Luke the Bear. There was Big Ben. All of these terrible character names. And they got back to me and they're like, yeah, you know what? We'd love to have you on, but we need a business plan and we need a. And I was like, oh, forget that. I don't know how to do that. Leave it.
You give me money.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to be on the telly.
My mates Big Ben and Luke the Bear.
Luke the Bear. It's because he was.
I'm
hairy.
sure that got their interest. Ooh. Yeah.
You?
Awesome. Wait, before I go to that. So, wait. Obviously, the stuff you've done with like getting the dream girl and stuff like that was to annoy people. That was the purpose of it. So, do you get annoyed with people going like, "Oh, look at you! You couldn't find your dream girl there"?
No, not really. I just think they. I get it all the time. It's like the joke. I'd like to think is mine. Like I got on the telly and I got paid loads of money to dick about and just bother people and waste people's time. And I think that's sort of what I was doing there. So when people go, "Oh, have you found her yet?" It's just like, no, I made it up.
Yeah.
It's just trying to piss people off, trying to get a book deal, right? Didn't happen.
Awesome.
You?
No, awesome. Yeah, at school, we obviously, Royal Rumble 2000 just been on Channel 4 and free TV, and we're like, oh, a pay-per-view you don't have to pay for, whey! And it was all right, all good, until my mate got pedigreed. And turns out in wrestling, there's a bit of protection involved. The only thing protected this guy from paralysis was the guy's knee in the concrete. Oh, God. If someone pedigreed for real, it's... So, got quickly stopped. And so me and my brother would... Which was it? Anarchy Rules... No. Living Dangerously in 99 with RVD, Jerry Lynn. Me and my brother would reenact the bit where he's going for a tornado DDT, looks like he's going to tease it, turn it Northern Light suplex, it goes all the way up, and then does a tornado DDT on the big couch bed, which we couldn't have broken if we had legitimately Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam in there, so it was all right. We never got caught.
Was wrestling banned at your school? Because it wasn't mine very quickly.
nearly killing kids was banned from school after that.
Really?
Like, people were like, oh, you can do headlocks all you like. We're like, so.
What about you after you
Well, I was in year 4 because we did school differently. Did you have first school, middle school, high school?
We did, yeah.
I have been down south and up, so I've been.
I went to
but
university and was laughed at for 3 years at that concept of first school, middle school, high school.
Oh,
So
you had them up here? I didn't know.
Yeah, I was in year 4, so just on my way out. This was in the summer term, so I don't know if it was banned or not. Don't know if I had any.
You would think so. Almost paralysing a poor.
Oh, Pokemon cards were banned.
Yeah, same.
Because that caused way more aggression than fights than wrestling. Wrestling
Pogs
was
as well.
fake. Pokemon card fights were real.
Anything you can trade was banned from our school. You could. I don't know what we did in the playground.
You used to buy gobstoppers that were that big, and people would just sit there licking them from like year 4 to 6, maybe.
What, for 2 years?
The same one.
There's some guy. What was his name?
So dirty. Isn't it?
He used to keep
You have to leave it around,
He had the desk, and he would just keep it in his desk, like, and then
Yeah.
just get it out every so often and just start licking it. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, that sounds
they
very
weren't for me
relatable,
then.
sadly.
They weren't for me then.
My brother would do that with chewing gum.
What,
Behind
behind
I
the ear?
remember you.
Oh,
Taste of Tuesday. Oh, that was a good question. Anyway, thank you very much. What was your name? Margie. My question for you guys is, if you were a wrestler, what would be your wrestler sound? Okay.
what does that mean? Like Mick
What-
Foley's
oh, don't
action?
worry, he explains it. What I mean is, what sound would you make when you punch someone or do a move? For example, we all know when Chris Jericho does a move, he goes, oh, where Randy Orton punches someone, he goes, douche, douche, douche. When John Cena picks someone up, he goes, yeah. Even when Adam Cole punches someone, he goes, I can't even pronounce it. E-boy.
E-boy?
E-boy.
I don't know any of these
I don't notice
things
Adam
he's
Cole
saying.
doing that, by the way.
I don't know any of these.
Jericho
I know that
having
one.
to move away from the mic. Jericho's more like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Link and
The
Zelda.
only one I can think of is Atcha from Phone.
Gotcha. See the 5-star ladder match. If you think I'm lying, I do think you're lying. I will watch the match. So yeah, what would your wrestler sound be? I can only imagine that Ross would punch people and go numpty, numpty, numpty. That is from Chris Saint. What?
I
Would you indeed
my
do that noise?
legitimate one would go because all the chavs. Do we call them chavs or chavs?
Yeah, Chavs. Whatever.
Chavs.
I know.
Now
Chavs.
who's? I know who's
I'm
upper class.
chav. I'm a chav. Well, no,
You're a Chav.
no, say the word chav.
Oh, okay, Chav. Yeah.
Chav.
Townie.
You say
say
Chav?
Townie.
Well, it's chav from where I'm from, yeah. You're
Is it?
A bunch of chavas. Chava crew coming through, smoking glue, sipping glue.
Smoking glue. Smoking glue.
But when they
Really?
would shadow a box at lunchtime, the old chavas in the corner, they would all go like. So that would be my wrestler noise because it's hard as piss, isn't
Just
it?
what? Just a snare.
So in it,
Wherever you go, it'll always be you. Go on.
When Skullduggery was wrestling with Bloomin' One Dan Smith, I used to do the like I was punching so fast that I was breaking the sound barrier or whatever. Sorry if I spat at you there.
Sorry.
You saw it just went like that, did I?
I was
My
selling.
bad. I was just selling the spit.
I would probably go with like Streets of Rage, one of those type of side-scrolling beat-em-ups.
Don't
where-
look at me.
Oh no, yeah, right, of course.
I played, yes.
You know what video game is, Pacini?
Yeah.
You get hit with like, psh,
Nice.
psh, 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 and then when they fall, they go. Like, I'd probably do a sound effect for them falling. I'd probably commentate everything.
Maybe
Walking.
this is what wrestling needs, is in-house live Foley artists who do absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So anytime anything happens, and they could do the mat sound to make it sound better. Yeah. Maybe it should be you as well.
Ooh, me back. Bloody Nora. Yeah, I think
Great
that would work.
question, that.
Yeah. Everything gets open. Oh, he hit him with a chair. Boom. I like this idea. This is why World of Sport will do so well.
'Cause they've got you
on
in.
post. What can you offer us that? Like, Joe Hendry can't. I do sound effects. You're hired. Hi, guys. I recently set myself on fire.
What is wrong with people?
I love these. You want to cut this bit out?
No.
It was purely accidental. I couldn't get my barbecue to light, so I foolishly poured petrol onto it and ended up in accident emergency with luckily only minor burns to my hands and face. Oh, shame. It was the fourth time I'd been. It was the fourth time I've been on this year. My comedy of errors started back in January after an argument with my wife. I stormed out of our house and slammed the front door so hard the brass house number flew off and cut me off.
This is nonsense.
I needed stitches.
From Mr. Bean, this. Wait, this bloke's got a wife.
Really.
Sorry, that was wife.
No, his daughter attacked him, but he was with his wife, yeah.
He's got a wife.
Probably his wife said, you're very clumsy. No, I'm not. The following month, I was playing darts. Oh, Christ. And my local pub was surprised. Why would you do that? A dart I threw bounced back out of the board and stuck in the floor. I didn't realise that running directly underneath the tatty carpet was live electrical wiring that my dart was now lodged in. When I grabbed hold of my dart, I was instantly electrocuted and subsequently blue lighted to hospital as my heart had temporarily stopped. What is this?
This is bollocks.
Is this a cry for help?
This is a script for the TV show Bottom here. This is absolute bollocks.
Then my friend Eddie broke my leg.
Right, Spud Gunn and Dave
Spud Gunn and Dave Hedgehog
fortunately helped me out. What a load of crap.
Then the gas man showed up. And finally last month, a wasp flew up my shorts and repeated...
What?
Eddie!
I believe in this man.
It flew up my shorts. Oh, wait. And repeatedly stung me on the scrotum.
Oh, for God's sake. You're writing these, Ross.
The whole area became infected and severely swollen.
I'm offended by that, by the way.
I've read Ross's articles. They're nowhere near as good as this. I had to go to hospital and have a very painful procedure done where fluid was drained directly from my ball bag. I'm not having much luck this year, as you can probably tell.
It's July. Wait, sorry, you were offended by me saying that you wrote them?
Yeah.
These are real people. This is not
This is real people.
person.
This is real lives. What's that show? Real lives. Real blah. Real blah.
Real blood? No.
Real lives.
I know the
Yeah.
exact way that you get your question read out by you, because you curate this mailbag, right?
Yeah, tell them every week. Make them as random as possible. We talk
You
about...
know, I-
Adam, we have graded WTF roundtables where we talk about serious wrestling.
I get
We
it.
do
Ross,
on the
I get
Cultaholic
it.
YouTube channel.
On the Cultaholic YouTube channel, we spend 2 segments of this talking about more wrestling. Let's have one segment in the
No, I
week
agree.
where we...
Preach.
What I'm saying is they've nailed the way to get to your heart.
Yeah,
I'm not
they're
disagreeing.
all like this now. This is the cream.
No,
of the
that's
crop.
what I'm saying. It used to be, what's the WrestleMania 35 main event going to be? I doubt you even see that anymore because they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
They know the rules.
Good.
Stick to the rules.
Yeah, make up stuff if you want to get your question read up.
No, I believe in this guy.
And then my mates went to the laundrette and Motorhead played. And then, all right, where we are. I'm not having much luck this year. My question for you guys: what has been your best comedy accident that has required medical attention? Ooh, that's a good one. Thank you for listening and hopefully sympathising. If you wanted to feel good, I hope you didn't watch this. All the best now, Christy from Cambridge.
So this is more one for you two because I've never had a comedy accident.
Have you never?
Yeah, mine were all sporting.
You've always been the one to injure other people, I guess.
Well, terminated me.
Next week, some guy, I had a comedy incident. One time, this lad I knew at school powerbombed me directly on me head. I don't know what happened to him. I think he's a diddler now. I'm not sure. So, Pacitti, when you were doing skullduggery and the rest,
You know what? It's not a wrestling-related injury, but it's one that got me in a lot of trouble. So when I was at high school, I really, really hated going to school. And so I would go to matron all the time and just be like, I don't feel very well, matron. Can I go home? Yeah, of course you can, Adam. You're doing all right in school. She didn't realise I wasn't. And so one lesson, and she was getting fed up of it by this point. At the end, she was just like, I see you in my office more than anyone else, Adam. You've got to stop doing this. So it's very much a boy who cried wolf thing. We had a lesson, media studies. The teacher, Mr. Blizzard, left the room.
Blizzard.
It's a cool name, isn't it?
Wow.
Cool name.
Give you a frosty reception.
Whee!
Carry on. Sorry.
All the rage was the fainting game. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, actually don't try it at home because it's really, really dangerous. I am the anti-fun police. Do it all you want. Do it all you want. Don't go mental. You might die. It kills a lot of brain cells. The idea is that you breathe in really, really fast. You go, and then somebody, Aaron Hayward in this case, puts pressure on your chest and it makes you faint. So dangerous. So stupid.
Wow.
I did it and I collapsed and landed on my ankle. Massive, like tennis ball sized swelling on it. Straight away, and I went to matron, and I was like, matron, I think I've hurt my ankle. I hadn't even seen my ankle at this point. She was like, Adam, get out of here. This is another boy. And she's like, all right, I'll give you a lift to the end of your road. And thank God she did, because I couldn't get, I had to call my mum to carry me for the rest of the way, and it turned out that I'd really messed my ankle up. So don't play the stupid breathing in and out game, because it's really, really dangerous. The point was a funny one, wasn't it?
We all laughed inside.
Stupid. It was a stupid one to do.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any funny injuries.
I'm trying to think of...
This guy's are funny because he's made them up.
Oh, yeah, we're being honest. Yeah, that's the problem. It's a long story that I've told a bunch of people in real life. But when the dog attack happened, many things happened. I was looking after my friend. The incredibly abbreviated version. This is like War and Peace for me, because I can extend it because I'm out of time to tell it. So I looking at my mate's dog. I had a border collie. Fine. No issues with it. It was fine. Then they got a second dog, which was a pit bull in the bread. What do you call it? Bread. Effed. Crossbred, thank you. With a what's it, pit bull and someone else big. And the idea was like, okay, the dog's huge. I barely looked after the border collie, pal. I need someone else. So me and my big friend helped him, fit as whatever. It's like, all right, yeah, fine, no issues. Blah, 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 blah. Any issues with this dog? No, dog friendly, dog cool, dog a big fan of, vegans and stuff like that. Yeah, dog snapped on like day 2 and went for both of us. Bit my mate, and he's the big one. And so he did a jump over somebody's fence to get away from it. And I held it and I went, I don't want to hold this effing dog, look at the size of this, it's eating, sandwiches bigger than me. But then I was holding it and looked, and across the road from where we were in a state, there was a park, and it's Sunday afternoon, so there's kids and there's like women. I'm like, if I let go and this dog like eats a kid, I'm never gonna be able to forgive myself. So I just went for me, and for some reason, had a foot fetish, don't know why, Tarantino influence, I don't know why, but it's kept on going for my feet, nibbling my feet.
Nibbling,
and this is where the funny bit comes from. Properly, I had like marks on my feet for years. I mean, they're still kind of there, but no, sorry, the funny bit, other than me being in pain, is coming. Again, See, and I've said like, so I'm like, why? It's only going for my feet. Like, I don't understand, and there's nothing I can either push it off because it's huge. So I took one of my shoes off and thought maybe it's just like foot obsessed, and went fetch and just threw it away. And the dog looked at the shoe. And then immediately went to my unprotected foot and sunk his teeth in it. And I was there as I had to go like, if this was any other time, that probably would have been really funny. And I went, I might die here, great. And yeah, but then obviously the thing was in a state, so everyone heard this noise of, me going, ah! And so loads of people went, what the hell's that noise? Look at the size of that effing dot, right? Police, I'm not going out there, but the police can come.
And it's attacking you at this point.
Yeah. Someone's going, people going, don't worry, somebody's coming. I'm not. I'm going to stay inside my house. But, so like 6 police cars or so arrived and like, jammed the area so no one else could get in. And I'm like, help. And they're like, F that. Look at the size of that effing thing. Look at the fucking Cerberus there. And like, so eventually one guy went, all right, here, boy. And then the dog instantly went back to being docile and non-attacking. And
so if you just gone, here, boy.
Oh, no, I mean, if I stood up and had a high-res vest on, it would have been all right.
Blame you of his dog, that was. Whose dog was that?
Oh, no, whatever. It's all one on the bridge. They didn't really mean it, and they didn't have insurance, so I couldn't get any money out of it anyway.
Dog insurance, is that a thing?
Yeah, pet insurance,
fine.
What, for biting people? I thought that was for like medical.
That's what insurance is. Damage for in case they do any damage to anybody else.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So, if they don't get insurance,
you should go up and slap that dog's owner because they're only aggressive by the way they're raised, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not like...
But anyway, but then again, we're then, again, I could tell the story for like an hour, but like they were waiting in the hospital afterwards to get looked at because obviously dogs have filthy mouths. And my mate's traumatized. He's had like one bite. Mine looked like Cactus Jack's arm. Like, it's knackered, like kebab meat. I'm like, whatever. I'm trying to cheer him up because he looks devastated, like, oh. So I'm like, I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm not thirsty, but I want to see if the water will come out the holes like in Looney Tunes. I don't know where that came from. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm like, oh, whatever. So yeah, that's my humorous.
How old are
This was like 2011 because Mick Foley sent a video.
I feel like
saying, I hope you're all right.
He sent a video for you?
Yeah, he sent a video. It's like, I hope you're doing all right. And he goes, but like, why are you doing this? Like, why did no one film it? I didn't do Hell in a Cell, the house show, you idiot. Someone got me like, yeah, Foley, you're right. He said, don't worry, Ken, at least it wasn't your face. Thank you, Foley, I love you.
I sort of feel like there aren't that many funny injury stories. Like, because that guy made his up, that's a good one, but I'm struggling.
What's your favourite episode of Bottom Cheese?
I have a piece of lead in my thumb. Can you see that little shade of
Yeah.
Grey there.
Is that? Oh.
That's lead in my thumb. It's some guy jabbed in me when I was year 3.
Year 3?
Yeah,
Jesus.
we couldn't get it out, so it's just in there. It's in there forever now. That's the funniest thing. I've broke fingers playing football and cricket, and that's it.
In fact, I've got one.
Great.
I
for an hour.
broke my nose when a friend of mine lobbed a shoe at me because he was really drunk. The same friend. I've got a really good story from this friend. This isn't about injuries.
Oh, go ahead.
I've never. Oh God, can I tell this story?
Yes, I give you permission.
Oh, this is my go-to story. This either completely disgusts people or they'll really, really enjoy it.
Oh,
you might have heard it before, Ross. It was Christmas Eve.
Babe.
All through the
the
house.
drunk tank.
No, it wasn't actually. It was Boxing Day. It was Boxing Day, day after Christmas. We were in the pub. Festivities were wrapping down, and we were half an hour before the pub shuts, this guy starts being rude to my friend. Let's call her Anna, because I'm not going to use anyone's real name in this. And there was a bit of back and forth. Anna. She was making fun of his trousers. It was pathetic. He was being horrible to her primarily. The pub shuts. We go outside, and my friend Graham approaches the guy. He's like, "Why were you being horrible to Anna? That's not very nice." And the guy was like, "Oh, mate, I'm just wanking. Just don't worry about it, mate." And he was getting a bit aggressive. So Graham, unsatisfied with his response, starts dancing up against the guy. I didn't really get what he was doing. And it's like the guy's not responding, and it's like, and so Graham pulls his trousers down, and at this point, like, he's completely bare bottomed, and Jack's getting excited there.
Calm down.
And I think Graham's thinking was to make this guy sound like or look like a homophobe, because if he went, "Oh, get off me," like it made him look bad. I don't know what his thinking was.
They think a guy grinding on him.
Graham's dancing. He's dancing away, and then he stops for a second, like up against the guy.
He doesn't know.
And, no, wait for it. And then starts walking down the hill. The guy looks down and goes, I can't use the word that he used. "Your mate's crapped on me." And Graham had honestly pooed on this guy's leg.
I've never heard that one before.
There was poo dripping down his leg, and he just looks at me in the eye. "Your mate's just crapped on me." And I just went,
That's it in between,
God.
is that?
yeah, he has.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do. And then I looked down the hill. Graham's running down the hill, running away from this guy. For some reason, like, we managed to, like, convince him to just go home and wash the poo off. Graham, after, like, 5 minutes later, runs back up the hill, picks up the poo that's on the floor, puts it in the bin for, his words, not mine, DNA evidence in case the police go. That was a very roundabout sort of way of getting to that story by the time he threw a shoe at me.
So when did he get injured in all of this?
No. It's the same. Graham threw a shoe at me when he was drunk.
Oh,
It was on the same night, was it?
No,
Christ.
different. No, he was
It's a hard worker.
he was a character. That guy, I really like him. Good guy.
But that's just worried about the people. You'd rather deal with, I think McFoley said this in his book, you'd rather deal with, like, 20 tattooed skinheads or whatever than one guy who's going to poo on you.
Yeah,
like,
right.
God.
Yeah. It wasn't a small poo either. It was a big old, like, got on his
Wasn't a
shoe.
rabbit pellet.
No. Mental, wasn't it?
so if you
There you go.
have a
He
question.
managed to wipe his ass on him, then run away, and then the guy
Like, that
realised.
was the best thing. He got to my mate's house, wiped his ass with his boxers, and just left them on the side. And my mate's mum came down in the morning, and she said, "Son, I've had to do a lot of things in this house, but picking up Graham's pooey boxers is the most degrading."
So mailbag, if you want a question answered as part of the mailbag here on the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, mailbag@cultaholic.com. Don't ask us what we think about Roman Reigns and if his push is going to end soon.
That's why they're going to push it to the match at SummerSlam. Bobby, you've just pooed on me leg. Dun, dun.
Think of the heat.
And the big question is, what's going to be the best match at Extreme Rules this Sunday?
Roman Reigns and Bobby
Oh, I
Lashley.
knew it.
I thought you said
No,
you
I'm going to
wanted
legitimately go. I think if they just let them, because hopefully they've learned after the early traffic match. Was that Backlash against Samoa Joe? One where everyone left early.
Yes.
And Money in the Bank against Jinder Mahal. Hopefully they've learned that people don't like those matches because they're very boring, they're very slow, not engaging whatsoever. So if they let two massive badasses just beat the tar of each other.
Nice. Do you think they will? You think it's going to be Roman Samoa Joe too?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think you might.
I think, yeah. I don't know.
Where is the pay-per-view on?
Pittsburgh. So it's the type of crowd that would need that slobber knocker to be invested in, I think. A few big spots early on.
They need explosions,
Yeah.
a dog attack,
Poo on the leg.
poo in a leg.
I honestly think if they let them do that, it would certainly make Bobby Lashley, but it could also sort of make Roman Reigns. It would be a big thing
Yeah,
for him.
actually, that's a good point.
But they probably won't know. If they're going to do that, they probably wouldn't do it at Extreme Rules. I
mean,
don't know, mate.
the other obvious ones, Rollins and Ziggler, that'll be the...
Yeah, it's obviously it's going to be brilliant. For me, it's the one with the most potential to be brilliant, if it's allowed to be, is the pre-show match. It's Sanity New Day, because you've just got 6 guys in there who can do unbelievably brilliant things. And like, especially in a tables match, you can think of so much cool stuff that Dane could do, that Big E could do, obviously that Kofi could do. Anyone, literally, I'm going to name every person in the match. But yeah, I'm really gutted that that's on the pre-show.
I'm just glad it's on there because it's a weird card. Some of the stuff deserves to be on there. Some of the stuff you're like, hey, hang on.
Yeah,
But-
Corbin Bálor for me is the real
I think it's a shrewd move, me. But that's why I think it will be a good match as well. Because obviously the pre-show's on the YouTube, it's on the network, it's on this, that, and the
Facebook.
other.
Yeah, it's seen by more people than the pay-per-view.
If they have a barnstormer, because I don't think many people are excited for this pay-per-view. If they have a barnstormer, maybe that'll just have everyone go, well, I'll check this out.
I think more people.
I think that's why it's on there,
Yeah,
on the pre-show.
Sorry,
It's all right.
no. I didn't think.
Huh?
I think people would be more into it if it wasn't called Extreme Rules, because it's a gimmick pay-per-view, and every year everyone says the same thing because they're right. The emphasis is on the gimmick rather than the matches. So
Not this year, because there aren't.
That's what I mean. Now instead of the questions going, oh, that'll be good. People are like, hang on, where's the gimmicks?
Yeah.
Because it's called Extreme Rules. So if
I
it's called
think-
anything else, you know.
I feel like they might scrap the name next
hope
year
so.
and change it around. Yeah, so do I.
I hate how you can only have Hell in a Cell on one show a year, which is bad.
We had Great Balls of Fire a while ago. We'll have, Rock Around the Clock 2019 or something. That'll be fine. I think AJ Styles versus Rusev is the show that's going to be stolen.
Yeah, I hope so. I really
Rusev-
desperately hope so.
The Pittsburgh crowd will be the type of crowd to chant Rusev Day over AJ Styles. So I think it's going to be a great crowd reaction. And I think, it's going to be Rusev's shining moment.
I hope so. It depends how much they insist on him healing up,
Yeah.
because that could really take the wind
Not
from out
in
of his sails.
Pittsburgh, surely.
That'll kill the match as well.
Yeah, it will. It really
'Cause
will.
he's
And he's
gonna
been
be
doing it for the past 2 weeks. He's been really
slow
healing.
and nothing flashy, and it's just going to be,
It's a good point, actually.
stick the old handbrake on him.
I think you'll tell them to shut up and they'll go, yay! So,
I hope we're wrong. I really hope they give him a chance to shine, because if not, he's in a little bit of trouble. Not in trouble. He's not going to get released or anything, but he's going to go
It's
back
he's
down.
not like poo on a leg or anything like that. But he's going to be in trouble. And
Don't ruin the finish.
Oh, spoilers! Sorry, they told me to tell them that conference call we had. And if you guys got a prediction video out?
Yeah, it's out now.
Sweet,
It's out now, yeah.
awesome,
Sweet. Go and check that out.
Oh yeah, great.
Click the annotation.
Comes up at the bottom. Whoop.
So there we go. That is the end
That
of
is
the
the end.
podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Camera's dead. See ya.
That's been Judy.